Good. Unmuted. Sault College Cougars are looking to close out their regular season on a winning note. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Sault College Cougars hockey. My name is Mike Armitage, and I'll have the play-by-play for today's game between the Sault College Cougars and the visiting Lake Superior State Lakers. Not in uniform tonight for the Lakers, number 5, Hunter Ropp. Number 84, Jordan Troxel. Number 16, Jacob Donnelly. And number 1, Luke Anderson. Not in uniform today for the Sault College Cougars, number 3, Cohen Carrillo. Number 23, Lucas DiBardino. Number 24, Riley LaValle. Number 26, Liam McDonald. And number 29, Gavin DeSano. Lakers come into tonight's game playing 28 games with 10 wins and 16 losses. They've scored 98 goals and given up 119. And the Sault College Cougars come into today's game playing 26 times, winning 15 and losing 11. Sault College has scored 115 goals so far this season, and they've given up 91. We're live from the Northern Community Centre in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. And let's go down to ice level at this time for the playing of both the American and Canadian national anthems. State Lakers will start today's game with the line of Blaine Dorian, Derek Brown, and Andrew Langford. On defense, number 4, Seth Stock, and number 13, Braden Anderson. Starting a goal for the Lake State Lakers this afternoon will be number 29, Sean Petrovich. And the Sault College Cougars will start today's game with the line of Cameron Lemke, Brock Santa Maria, and number 19, Caleb Wood. On defense, number 2, Brody McLeod, and number 96, Jonah DeRozier. And starting a goal this afternoon for the Sault College Cougars, number 30, Keenan Marks. Cold and blustery outside here in Sault Ste. Marie, warm and cozy inside the Northern Community Center. Lake Superior State Lakers in their road darks, blue with yellow trim. Sault College Cougars in their home whites with blue trim. Lakers left to right. College left to right. Lakers right to left. Here we go. We're underway here. The final home game of the regular season. DeRozier took a big hit there from Vega. Check, that was Dorian. College. An early breakaway. Here comes Caleb Wood. Wood shoots. Oh, and a big shot stop there by Petrovich. Just 15 seconds into the first period, Petrovich. Huge save for the Lakers. Dorian bumped there, but as he let the puck go, McLeod. And that was called on the offside. And there's a Laker hurt in behind the play. And I didn't see what happened as I followed the puck. And so, well, hopefully he'll be okay. Just 15 seconds into the hockey game, and the Sault College Cougars with an outstanding scoring chance. Stopped by number 29, Sean Petrovich. And Petrovich, incredible last night for the Lakers in a 2-0 loss. And if it wasn't for him, it could have been a whole heck of a lot worse. Nick James and Brock Santa Maria scoring the goals last night for the Sault College Cougars. And that's all they needed as they went on to win by a score of 2-0. Those goals were early in the first period. And both goaltenders stellar the rest of the game. Trennis Riley with the shutout for the Sault College Cougars. I didn't catch which number it was for the Lakers in behind the goal, but he has not moved very much since he went down. Leading the way so far this year for the Sault College Cougars, number 22, Nick James, 18 goals, including one last night, and 28 assists for 46 points. And that's number 13, Braden Anderson, as he is slowly getting up to his knees. And that's good news for the Laker fans and for Braden Anderson and his family. And Sault College Cougars trainer and physiotherapist helping him off as he's holding his right leg. And so there's going to be, he'll go off and get attended to. .1932 left to go in the first period. No score here at the Northern Community Center. And a big stop early in the first period by Sean Petrovich. And Anderson walking on his own off the ice, so that's really good news If we get any report on his condition, we'll bring it all off. We'll bring it on to the people watching. Brody McLeod. That shot steered away by Petrovich. Corwin in behind the goal, picked up by Santa Maria. In front of that, there's a shot there, one-time shot by Wood, and that went wide. Santa Maria going to give it there to McLeod, but that didn't work. Brown quickly up the ice to Blaine Dorian. 1-on-2 around Santa Maria. Dorian poke checked. And DeRozier poking at the puck. Kavanaugh coming in looking for a loose puck. It comes out. Wood to Lemke. Back to Brody McLeod. And he just gets it in, and the Sault College Cougars need a change. Poliski around to Vega. Checked by Jameis. Vega comes out with the puck. And that'll be Michael Starzomski firing it back in. Robert Poliski for the Lakers. Bothered there by Jameis from behind. And the puck comes out. It's going to be Dylan Windsor. Right out in front of the net, and that was kicked away. Another shot, right pad save, rebound. Two big saves again by Petrovich. Jameis in front of the goal. One-time shot, Windsor right in front of the net. And that one looks like it got by Petrovich. All kinds of traffic in front of the goal, so we'll see if they call it a goal or not. It looks like they're calling the ice. Is a good goal. And yes, it is a goal for the Sault College Cougars. Number 5, Dylan Windsor, makes it 1-0 for the Sault College Cougars. 18:09 left to go in the first period. Petrovich again with 4 great saves before one got by him. Wardell and Trzynski on the draw. Wardell winning that. Back to Romenda. Avery. Back to Starzomski. Starzomski into the neutral zone. Down the ice. That could be icing. But it's stopped by Petrovich. Rafael on the near boards. And Williamson let it go down the ice. And that is icing on the Lake Superior State Lakers. 17:49 left to go in the first period. Sault College 1 and Lake Superior State Lakers no score. Face off to the right of Sean Petrovich. Wardell. Trzynski looking at the face off. Wardell wing it again. Novello turning. Ethan Novello, the senior, around the goal. Novello still has it. Back to Starzomski. To Wardell, that was just out of his reach. And Rafael around the boards. Avery Tim couldn't get it by Novello, but Tim will try again. He'll come out. Quick pass up to Williamson. Checked by Starzomski and fired back in by Trzynski. Harley Wardell stopping in behind his own goal. Back the other way. Bothered by Brown, and Starzomski comes and gets the puck. Starzomski to Novello, cutting through center. Novello fires it in, and that's a little bit too high into the netting, and that will stop play. 17:06 left to go in the first period. Sault College 1, the Lake State Lakers no score. Zimbaro and Langford. Zimbaro winning that back to Sale. Across to Blonda. Anthony Blonda. Bodied off the puck by Brown. Sale off the boards. Brown. He lost that. Here comes Zimbaro. With Johnson going to the goal. Zimbaro keeping it in. And he backhands that around to Piper Post, and it comes out. Andrew Langford gathering speed, coming out of his own zone. Langford shoots that one off a leg wide of the goal. Langford and Sale, and the puck is on Chase Johnson's stick. And the gathering over by the bench, that's Corwin. Back to Brown. Across the Stock. Shoots! Right on! And Keenan Marks gives up no rebound. 16:19 left to go in the first period. Sioux College up by a score of 1-0. Santa Maria and Vega. Santa Maria winning that draw. Brody McLeod quickly up to Cameron Lemke. He was checked by Sullivan. And Stock will have to come back around the boards to Corwin. Pushes that ahead. And out comes Seth Stock. Up the center. That's Corwin. Vega with a shot. That was blocked by Santa Maria. Caleb Wood rounding his own goal. Rink wide pass to Brody McLeod, who just fires it in. And Caleb Wood beating Corwin to the puck for the goal, and Lemke was all by himself, but the puck didn't get there. Jonah DeRoche. Long pass to Cameron Lemke, and there's going to be a penalty on the play to the Lake Superior State Lakers. Marks on the bench for the extra attacker. Jonah DeRoche. Across to Nick James. James coming out of his own zone. Stopping to DeRoche. That pass was behind Dylan Windsor and touched by Charlie Sullivan. And we'll see who they give it to, because I didn't see an infraction, but the officials did. Interference will be the call. And the Sioux College Cougars will go to the power play with 15:15 left to go in the first period. James, Windsor, Wardell, Kovacs, and McLeod. Dylan Windsor right off the faceoff to James. Nick James to Dylan Windsor. For the goal, one-time shot by Kovacs. Rebound! Oh, and how did Wardell not find that and put it in the empty cage? What a save that was by Petrovic as he got there in time. Kovacs. Back to Dylan Windsor. To James. Back to Brody McLeod. Sends it to the goal. That one off Windsor, wide of the goal. Windsor looking for a second of the game. And that puck squirted by Brody McLeod. Vega. Big time skater. Vega. Short-handed. Oh, what a shot that was. And he fired it over top of the goal. Luke Vega with a burst of speed. And Brody McLeod certainly wasn't expecting that. And that was the Lakers' best chance so far this afternoon. Short-handed. Kovacs. Around Trzynski. Kovacs has it back. Kovacs in behind the goal. Somebody was dumped into the net. That was Wardell. He's up. James. Bothered by Trzynski. James. Still has it. Stops. Back to McLeod. McLeod. James. For the net. And that one went just wide of the goal. Brody McLeod. Dylan Windsor. Bothered there by Poliski. Picked up by Wardell. Back to McLeod. James. To McLeod. Across to Kovacs. Wardell! And he shot that wide. One-time shot by Kovacs, and that was nowhere near the net. And the Cougars have to change with 5 seconds left to go in the penalty to Nate Corwin. And that's going to do it for the Sioux College power play as Corwin steps on the ice. Tarzomski too far ahead of post. And Raphael in post. Mingling for the puck. Sabaro coming in. And the puck comes out. And it's on the stick of Starzomski. Brown around Starzomski. Brown. And now trickled in to Keenan Marks, who covered it up. 12:53 left to go in the first period. Sioux College 1. Lake Superior State no score. Face-off will be to the left of Keenan Marks. Zambaro and Langford on the draw. Sioux College. Starzomski. And he rattled that one off the glass and out. Here comes Piper Post. Trying to get around Tim. Post. Still has control of the puck. Decides to shovel it back. And Chase Johnson will be there. Johnson. Post. Shoots. That was blocked by Dorian. All the way across. That one off Zambaro. To Post. Zambaro. Back to, that's Owen Avery. Turns and fires it back in. And the Cougars are going to change. Out comes Langford. Check from behind by Zambaro. Mitchell Moore back in the lineup after serving a one-game suspension one night ago. Moore around Tim. Novello going to the front of the net. And curls off. And comes Luke Vega. Vega down the right side. Around Sale. Poke checked away nicely by Blonda. And Novello. Ethan Novello has the puck for the Cougars. Skating well, coming out of his own zone. Down the right side, Novello leaves it there for Romenda. He was checked from behind. Here comes Charlie Sullivan back for the Lakers over the line, 3-on-2. Sullivan leaves it for Stock, shoots, and he ripped that one wide of the goal. Novello to Romenda, and Romenda fires it in. Mitchell Moore will be there to get the puck. He lets it go for DeRoger. DeRoger around Sullivan, DeRoger around the goal. Romenda in front of the net, and he fired that one off the glass. Novello for the Cougars. That was knocked out of the air by a high stick, and that will draw a whistle as the Lake Superior State Lakers knocked it down with a high stick. 10:57 left to go in the first period. Sioux College 1 and the Lake Superior State Lakers, no score. Ethan Novello looks like he's on the ice with a purpose here this afternoon so far, as he's had some good touches. Face off to the left of Petrovich. And the Lakers winning that draw. That's Robert Poliski. Poliski. Long pass coming through center. That one off the stick of Williamson. And down the ice. And they still called it icing, even though Keenan Marks came out to play it. And the Laker coach isn't happy about that call. I don't blame him. Keenan Marks came out to play the puck. It should not have been icing. And the officials. The referees have corrected the linesman. The faceoff will come at center ice, as that was not the correct call. Jonah DeRoger for the Sioux College Cougars. Around Brown. That was Williamson, and that's fired in. Tim lost that in the far corner. Fighting for the puck. Lemke, and it comes back to the point. There's Brody McLeod. Sends it to the goal. Oh, and it's squirted by Petrovich, and it went wide of the goal. Lemke with a shot. That was off a body wide of the goal. Wood from the net. There's Santa Maria. To Lemke, sidestepped check there by Poliski. And Tim wraps it around the boards. McLeod coming in, lets it go for Santa Maria. Santa Maria, that one off a stick. Here comes Williamson, down the left side, being cut off by Wood with a weak shot there by Williamson. And that was blockered away by Keenan Marks. Roger, Poliski got a piece of him. Derek Brown. Shifty player, Derek Brown, and Santa Maria just shoots it in. And the Cougars make a change. Tim hands it off to Robert Poliski. Rink wide, that's too far ahead for Dorian. It goes down the ice. Starzomski. Off the glass, but not out. Kept in by Langford. And finally it comes out. Stock to Corwin. Nate Corwin. Nice skater, number 24, Corwin. Nice pass by Dorian, and Corwin couldn't convert. Slick little pass there by number 9, Blaine Dorian, on the stick of Nate Corwin. And Corwin couldn't beat Marks. Kicked ahead by Starzomski. Kovacs couldn't get around Stock. Stock with a nice defensive play. That's going to be kept in by Avery. Dylan Windsor. Around the goal, Jameis. On the far side, Jameis. And Langford. Windsor took a shot to the back of the head. And Brown trying to get the puck out, kept in by Starzomski. Starzomski took a high hit. Jameis gathers it in at the hash marks. Jameis Back to Avery. Avery shoots! And Petrovic swallows it up. Petrovic having words with number 5, Dylan Windsor. And Windsor got the first goal of the hockey game the same way by going to the front of the net and staying there. 8:15 left to go in the first period. Sault College 1 and the Lake Superior State Lakers, no score. Wardell, Novello, Romenda, Blonda, and Sale for the Cougars. Wardell winning that draw. Novello back to Blonda. Blonda into Novello. Back to Blonda. Novello to the slot. That was behind Romenda. Wardell and Tim. And Wardell took a piece of Tim. Wardell has the puck. Harley Wardell from the net. Oh, what a right pad save that was by Petrovic as Wardell went from right back to left. And Petrovic kicked the right pad out. Sale off the boards to Wardell. And he let that puck go. Avery Tim being bothered by Novello. Novello, Wardell, or that's Sullivan in front of the goal. Has the puck. Charlie Sullivan sidesteps Wardell. Sullivan banks it in and has to go off for a change. He's been out there for a couple of minutes. Blonda up to Ethan Novello. He lost that to Poliski. Wardell turns away from Williamson and hands it off to Anthony Blonda, who gives it to Jonah DeRoger. Up to Romenda. He just chips it in. Romenda needs a change. Sabaro being gently pushed off the puck by Stock. And out come the Lakers with the puck. That's number 17. Well, that's Trzynski. And that shot went off a stick wide of the goal. McLeod back to DeRoger. DeRoger stopping in behind his own goal. Brody McLeod. Post cutting through the center on the quote post pattern. If you watch football. McLeod with a shot, scores! Brody McLeod with a missile from 27 feet out, high over top of the blocker of Sean Petrovic. And the Cougars are up by a score of 2-0. That was a beautiful shot, bar down by Brody McLeod. 6:29 left to go in the first period. Sault College up by a pair. And that's Brown. Back to Stock. Across to Dorian, who just chips at it. DeRoger quickly up to Caleb Wood. Right through them, Wood, and he was hooked from behind by Stock. Santa Maria. Back to DeRoger. The puck's loose, and it's picked up by the Lakers. Brody McLeod has the second goal for the Cougars. Dumps it in. And that's stopped by Petrovic, who decides to hold on. 5:58 left to go in the first period. Sault College 2 and the Lake State Lakers, no score. Jameis winning that draw, back to Starzomski. And that one over the stick of Dylan Windsor. Tim, checked by Jameis. By the net! And that puck was cleared away. Avery keeping it in. And that was Langford with the puck over the line. Langford shoots, and that went off the skate of Owen Avery up over the glass and out of play. 5:39 left to go in the first period. Sault College 2 and the Lake Superior State Lakers, no score. Langford and Jameis on the draw. Langford winning that. And Dorian curls it around the boards. Derek Brown had it poked away from him. Here comes Jacob Kovacs. Quickly up to Dylan Windsor. Kovacs going to the goal. Back. Jameis had to stick up to Jameis again. And Starzomski has the puck go over his head. And Owen Avery will have it for the Cougars. Long pass to Dylan Windsor. Jameis trying to look at Windsor coming back. And that was picked off by Avery Tim. Back come the Lakers. Vega over the line, drops that back to Sullivan. Sullivan hit from behind a little bit there by Windsor. Starzomski battling in the near corner. Kavanaugh coming in looking for the puck. And Avery on the stick of Dylan Windsor, who gets it up high into the air. Jameis gives the puck to Kovacs. Around Kavanaugh in front of the goal. Blonda shoots, and that was a low shot blocked. Jameis curls away. Jameis, oh, the puck sticks to a stick like glue. Nick Jameis, 22. Blonda coming in looking for a pass. Kovacs back in the corner to Nick Jameis, being bothered by Corwin. Jameis, one-time shot by Kovacs, and a glove save by Petrovic. Vega bangs that off the glass. And out. Blonda to Novello. That one off the state of Poliski. Blonda to Remenda. Remenda coming down the left side, right in front of the goal. And that was a tip by Wood. And a gorgeous save by Petrovic. That was Wardell. Check that, not Wood. That deflected that puck right in front of Petrovic. Sale in behind the goal. Corwin checked by Remenda. Back to Blonda. Blonda sends it to the goal. And Petrovic stops that with 3:31 left to go in the first period. Sault College 2 and the Lake Superior State Lakers. No score. Similar situation to one night ago. Sean Petrovic solid in the net for the Lake Superior State Lakers. Raphael around the boards. Williamson was bodied by Remenda. Wanda back to Sale. Up to Mitchell Moore, who just tips it in. And Raphael quickly back out, intercepted by Moore. Moore from the net. Wardell was looking for a loose puck but couldn't find it. Back come the Lakers. Williamson bangs that out into the neutral zone, and Anthony Blonda will have it to Remenda. Back to Blonda. Blonda going to just dump it in. And that's wide of the goal. Wardell looking for the puck. Stock turns away from Moore. Raphael. That was on the stick of Kilmark. And Kilmark doesn't play much, but he was on the ice there. Good work by Kilmark to get the puck out to Roger. Dumps it in, not far as that's stopped by Stock. Derek Brown across. That's Raphael, and he just gave that to Chase Johnson. Brody McLeod, nice move to come out of his own zone. Over to Post. Post across. Zambaro. Zambaro shoots. Rebound. And Petrovic gathers it in on another outstanding left pad save by the fifth-year goaltender from Michigan. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the first period. Sault College 2 and the Lakers, no score. Zambaro winning that. Back to McLeod, shoots! And a trapper save there by Petrovic as he flashed a little bit of leather there. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left to go in the first period. Lakers trail by 2. And the Lakers win that draw back to Poliski. Robert Poliski up to Dorian. Dorian, nice work to get it out. Post across to DeRoger. Short pass to Zambaro. Zambaro dumping it in. And he was just a little bit too high. And that went into the Lake Superior State Laker bench. 1:52 left to go in the first period. Sault College 2 and Lake State, no score. Zambaro and Langford on the draw. Zambaro winning that to Post. Chops that off to DeRoger. That one off Post, wide of the goal. Zambaro coming in and took the puck away from Tim McLeod. Shoots it back in. And that's Chase Johnson. Back to DeRoger. DeRoger trying to get that by Dorian. Couldn't get it by him. Back comes the Lakers. Langford firing it in. And it goes around the boards and DeRoger will have it. Brody McLeod. for the Sioux College Cougars in behind his own goal. Zimbaro, that one off the stick of Chase Johnson. Backhanded in by number 6. That's Avery Tim. Piper post. Couldn't get it out, and McLeod will try again. And that was deflected down the ice by Johnson. That could be icing. And that will be icing on the Sioux College Cougars. 61 seconds left to go in the first period. Sioux College 2 and the Lake State Lakers no score. Face-off will be to the left of the Sioux College goaltender, Keenan Marks. Zimbaro. And that was Kavanaugh pushing that forward. The puck squirts out. And DeRozier flips it up high into the air. And DeRozier with a nice defensive play to get it out. Nate Corwin to Stock. Back to Corwin. Speeding through center, over the line. Decides to stop. One-time shot by Stock, and that one off a stick wide of the goal. Sullivan couldn't control that. Caleb Wood was checked by Corwin. Back to Stock. 30 seconds left to go in the first period. That's Kavanaugh coming in. Pushed off the puck by Starzomski. Wood hands it off to Cameron Lemke. Coming through center. Lemke flipping it over Stock. Lemke coming in. And he fell into the goal. As Petrovic is giving him a piece of his mind. As Lemke went crashing into the net. And the net comes off the moorings. 12.3 seconds left to go in the first period. Sioux College 2 and the Lakers have yet to beat Keenan Marks. Face-off will come outside the line as Cameron Lemke calls the whistle. Santa Maria and Kavanaugh on the draw. Santa Maria back to Avery, across to Starzomski. Starzomski fires it in. That's going to be caught by Petrovic. Hands it off to Seth Stock. Stock around Starzomski. Stock, long shot. That one off the leg of Cameron Lemke. And the buzzer goes. The first period is over. Sioux College 2 and the Lake Superior State Lakers no score. We'll be back in 13 minutes time for period number 2. Welcome back inside the Northern Community Center here in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Mike Armitage with the play-by-play for today's game between the Sault College Cougars and the Lake Superior State Lakers. Scoring recap of the first period. Dylan Windsor going hard to the net. Made it 1-0 for the Sault College Cougars. And Brody McLeod with an absolute bullet bar down over the blocker of Sean Petrovich. Made it 2-0 for the Cougars. Langford, Brown, Stock. Corwin, Stock, Poliski, and Dorian for the Lakers as they're looking to come back from a 2-0 deficit. Long pass intercepted by DeRoger. Coming down the right side, DeRoger to Wood. Oh, maybe Wood should have shot, but he decided to pass the puck to Lemke. Brown on the stick of Dorian. Flips it in, DeRoger. Intercepted by Dorian. Brown picked off by DeRoger. He was bodied there, but keeps the puck. Brown to Dorian. Dorian just gave that to Lemke. Santa Maria to Caleb Wood. Wood back to McLeod. He was poke checked. And Dorian out of gas as he's at the end of a shift. McLeod back past to Lemke. Jameis coming down the left side. Jameis. Wood shoots. That's cleared away by Petrovich. Front of the net. Jameis. What a beautiful pass from Jameis to Lemke. And Sean Petrovich was hung out to dry big time. And there was two Sault College Cougars all alone in front of the net. Jameis with a slick pass. And Cameron Lemke just dumped it into an open cage. And the Sault College Cougars are up by a score of 3-0. 18:59 left to go in the second period. Jameis, Kovacs went over a stick and Petrovich will cover it up. 18:50 left to go in the second period. Sault College 3 and the Lakers no score. Petrovich absolutely no chance on that one as he had to play the shooter. Jameis, silky smooth hands on number 22 for the Cougars. Right off the draw, that one went wide of the goal. Raphael up the boards. That was stopped by Avery. And Kavanaugh fires it in. Keena Marks off the glass, up to Kovacs. Kovacs. Windsor. Jameis coming over the right side. Trying to go by Raphael, and he was poke checked. And the Lakers coming out. That's Vega. Too far ahead of Kavanaugh. Starzomski has it for the Sault College Cougars. Windsor flips a high pass rink wide. Lemke, Kovacs going for it, and Avery Tim was there first. Dylan Windsor coming back in, checked by Tim. Tim couldn't get it by Windsor. Windsor to Jameis. Stops. Back to Starzomski. Quickly over to Blonda. Sends to the goal. Lemke. Backhand shot. That was blocked by Kavanaugh. Starzomski. Oh, and he maybe should have shot that, but that was blocked by Vega. Kovacs. In. That popped over the stick of Windsor. Michael Starzomski. Front of the net. Comes back to Kovacs. Kovacs. Around Vega. Into Windsor. Front of the net. And there was nobody there except Kavanaugh. Williamson shovels it up to Vega. Sidesteps Blonda. But he needs a change. And Starzomski will gather it in. Long pass for Kovacs. And that went over a stick. Kovacs tired. And he's got to go off. Noah Kilmark for the Lakers. Long pass. And that was picked up by Blonda. Remenda hands it off to Harley Wardell. Number 18, Wardell. Wardell. Harley would like to say hi to his mom and dad. Watching at home here today. Wardell coming through center. And he got mixed up a bit there with his teammate Blonda. Trzynski too far ahead of Kilmark. Blonda turned around by Williamson. Hey, Kilmark whiffed on that one. Nice play by number 17, Adam Trzynski, to keep that puck in. Blonda to Sale. Too far for Ramonda. Trzynski shoots! And a glove save by Keenan Marks. That the Lakers' first shot on goal here in the second period. With 16:23 left to go in the second period. Sault College 3 and Lake Superior State Lakers. No score. Dorian. Brown. And Langford up front for the Lakers. Back to the point. Stock. Shoots. That one went off a leg in front of the net. DeRoger to Chase Johnson. Johnson pushes out forward. Knocked down by Corwin. Brown across to Stock. Hands it off to Derek Brown. Derek Brown, number 10. Long pass. And that was through Langford's legs. Keenan Marks shovels it over to Brody McLeod. Coming through center. Oh, and there could have been a big collision. But Stock decided to play the puck. There's a check from behind by McLeod. And number 2, Brody McLeod, is going to get the gate. That was a dangerous hit from behind on number 4, Seth Stock. So the Lakers will go to the power play with 15:44 left to go in the second period. Lakers looking for their first goal of the weekend. And they'll send Stock, Corwin, Brown, Langford, and Dorian on the power play. Remenda, Novello, Avery, and Starzomski. Brown shoots! And a hard high shot, easily gloved out of the air by Keenan Marks. Number 2, Brody McLeod. 2 minutes for boarding in the second period. Novello and Langford will get tossed out. Not sure why. Novello was the one pounding his stick. So Brown comes in. And now Novello gets kicked out. Remenda and Brown will be on the faceoff. Brown winning that. Back. Brown. He lost control of the puck. And Remenda fires it down the ice. He found an open lane. Petrovich leaves it there for Seth Stock. Stock. Too far ahead of number 7, Luke Vega. Marks to Corwin. That'll be kept in by Langford. Andrew Langford back to Derek Brown. Shoots, that's deflected wide of the goal. Langford back to Corwin. Cross to Stock. Into Derek Brown. Back to Corwin. Shoots! And that's picked off the ice by Keenan Marks. And the official has his arm up in the air. And it looks like Starzomski is going to go to the box. Not Starzomski. So the Sault College Cougars get themselves into a bit of penalty difficulty here in the second period with 14:51 left to go. The Lakers will have a two-man advantage for 1 minute and 7 seconds. Glorious chance for the Lakers to get onto the scoreboard. Stock, Brown, Corwin, Langford, Vega. On killing the penalty, it'll be Kovacs, Sale, and number 4, Anthony Blonda, who comes out with the puck. Fires it down the ice. And Petrovic handles the puck. And Seth Stock picks it up. Nate Corwin coming down the right side. Stops. And he'll hand it off. Pass it across. Stock. Brown with a shot. Oh, and he fires that one high over top of the glass. And out of play. And Derek Brown got all of that one, but it was high over top of the net. 14:20 left to go in the second period. Sault College 3, and the Lakers, no score. 36 seconds left to go in the two-man advantage. Corwin moving up. Langford on the job. Back to Corwin. Derek Brown. Across. Stock. One-time shot by Vega, and that was a good save by Keenan Marks. Stock. Shoots, and that was high over top of the goal. Langford. Back to Stock. Brown across. Corwin with a shot. Rebound. Oh, and Brown missed an open net. Derek Brown. He'll think about that one tonight as Browner missed that one. Stock shoots. That one off the leg of Vega. Brody McLeod out of the box. Shoots. That's steered away by Keenan Marks. Derek Brown. In front of the net. Langford with a shot, and that one off something in front of the net. Corwin. Back to Stock. Brown. Shoots. That one off. Number 7. Luke Vega in front of the net. Brown. Into Stock. And he was looking in front of the goal, and that went off the skate of Jonah DeRozier and shot down the ice. Petrovic hands it off. Here comes Christopher Kavanaugh. That's Sullivan in behind the goal. Charles Sullivan back to the point. Shot there, and that's gloved easily out of the air by Keenan Marks on a shot by number 2, Robert Poliski. And the Sault College Cougars have killed off both penalties and are back to full strength with 12:47 left to go in the second period. Cougars up by 3. And the Cougars winning that draw. That's Moore to Johnson. Poking at it. Picked up by Mitchell Moore. Coming over the line. Kavanaugh trying to push him off the puck. And does. Johnson. Twisting his way out of the harm's way. Nice play. Dorian finally got the puck from him. Dorian coming in. And Mitchell Moore will flip it high into the air, into the far corner. Poliski. Picked off by Mitchell Moore. From the net. And that'll be kept in by Sale. Across to Blonda. Blonda to Moore. Back to Blonda. Turns and Dorian only got a piece from Blonda. Still has it. Around Poliski. Blonda in front of the net. Still has it. Blonda bounces that one back to Sale. Shoots. That's blocked by Sullivan. Sullivan's got a break. Oh, there's a nice play by Mitchell Moore to come back. And they called that a trip. That was a late call on the official's hand as the Lakers had a partial breakaway on a nice play by Number 11, Mitchell Moore, to come back and break that up. But in the end, the Lakers will go back to the power play as David Sayal will go to the box for 2 minutes or less, and the call will be tripping. So the Cougars getting some penalties here in the second period. Fortunate to kill a 1 minute and 7 second two-man advantage off just seconds ago. And the Lakers are back on the power play. Brown to Stock. Stock leaves it for Brown. Shoots! And that one off the leg of Santa Maria. Brown back to Stock. Stock back to Brown. Brown, Stock, out pass was in his skates. Brown at the point. Shoots! And that's gloved out of the air by Marks. 11:08 left to go in the second period. Sault College 3 and the Lakers, no score. 1:35 left to go in the penalty to Sayal. And the faceoff will come to the left of the Sault College goal. Jameis winning that draw, but it ends up on the stick of Derek Brown. Across, Stock turns back to Corwin. Over to Stock. Stock, Brown. One time, Corwin with a shot, and that went wide. DeRozier trying to get the puck, bounces it off the backboards, and McLeod will get it out and down the ice. Vega fell over the blue line. In behind the play, Nate Corwin dropping it off to Stock. Corwin. And he was stopped in his tracks. And the puck comes out back inside the Lakers zone. Stock. And there's going to be another penalty to the Sault College Cougars coming up as DeRozier touches the puck. And the Cougars are playing with fire here as they're taking a pile of penalties here in the second period. And this time it'll be number 21, Ethan Novello, going to the box. And for the next 45 seconds, the Lakers will have a two-man advantage. This is the second two-man advantage they've had this period, but have yet to beat Keenan Marks. Wanda, Kovacs, and Lemke. Penalty killing. Stock. Back to Brown. Brown shoots. That's blockered away by Marks. And shot down the ice by Lemke. Petrovic giving it there to Seth Stock. Stock, long pass to Langford, who gives it off to Corwin. And Corwin dumping it in. Kovacs is going to get there first. Corwin coming in hard. Nice work by Corwin. Stock. Nice puck retrieval by Stock. Langford. Brown across to Stock. Stock shoots. That's stopped on the short side. Sayal out of the box. Backhand shot by Langford, and that's gloved by Marks. And the official's hand goes up in the air again. And we'll see who gets this penalty. Lakers will get the penalty, and it'll be number 7, Luke Vega. 2 minutes for slashing. So the power play is over with 9:24 left to go in the second period. Sault College 3, and the Lakers no score. Face-off will come all the way back inside the Lakers zone to the right of Sean Petrovic. Jameis, Starzomski, Wood, and Avery for the Cougars. Jameis winning that draw to Starzomski. Avery shoots, and that's gloved out of the air by Petrovic. 9:20 left to go in the second period. Sault College 3, and the Lakers no score. Trzynski and Jameis. Trzynski winning that draw. Back to Poliski. Poliski wrapping that around the boards to Avery Tim. Flipping it high out into the center ice area. Kavanaugh coming in with Trzynski. Trzynski around Avery. Tim coming in front of the net. Oh, and there was a one-time shot by Kavanaugh. But he didn't get a lot on that one. And it was covered up by Keenan Marks. 8:59 left to go in the second period. Sioux College 3 and the Lakers. No score. 4-on-4 hockey for the next 41 seconds, and then the Sioux College Cougars will go back to the power play. Avery to Starzomski. Cameron Lemke coming out the left side around Tim. Lemke. From the net, one-time shot by Jameis. And there's a huge save by Sean Petrovich as he went from right to left quickly. Not very often you see Jameis shoot the puck. He's a passer first. And he shot that one on a one-time effort. But Petrovich was right there. 8:47 left to go in the second period. Trzynski winning that draw back to Poliski. Robert Poliski turning. And hands it off to Avery Tim. Bounces that to Kavanaugh. And he couldn't get that by Owen Avery. Trzynski. Adam Trzynski gives it to Poliski, who couldn't handle that pass. And Avery Tim will get it coming over the left side. Poke check by Lemke. One-on-one. Lemke. Jameis all by himself. Oh, and the puck went off his back skate as he tried to kick it up to himself. And he didn't quite work out. Robert Poliski. Sioux College Cougars are now on the power play. As Novello comes out of the box. Starzomski trying to get around Poliski. Starzomski. Zabal with a shot. Saved by Petrovsky. Petrovich. Zimbaro. Back to the point. There's Brody McLeod across to Chase Johnson. Gentle pass, and that didn't make it. And Avery Tim can't get it by Zimbaro. He'll get another chance. And just gets it out. And Kavanaugh gets a little bit more on that and shovels it down the ice. Brody McLeod. Long pass to Chase Johnson. Here comes Jonah DeRoger. And that's going to do it for the Sioux College power play. And we're playing 5-on-5 hockey once again. DeRoger keeping it in for the Sioux College Cougars. Langford gets it out. Bang back in by DeRoger. Petrovich sets it up for Poliski. Long pass to Derek Brown. Brown across. Dorian with a shot. And that one off the stick of Brody McLeod. High over top of the glass. And that'll play. 6:57 left to go in the second period. Sioux College 3 and the Lakers. No score. Brown with a shot right off the face-off, and Keenan Marks out to cut the angle down. And the Lakers are still yet to find their first goal of the weekend. 6:54 left to go in the second period. Sioux College 3 and Lake Superior State, no score. Corwin to Stock. Shoots right on, and that was swallowed up into the belly of Keenan Marks. 6:48 left to go in the second period. Sioux College 3, Lake State, no score. Wardell and Langford on the draw. Wardell falls and kicks it to the side. Novello pushed off the puck by Brown. Brown digging for the puck. Squirts out. And David Sale will be there to bounce it off the boards. And batted out of the air by Romenda. Wardell shooting it in. Novello going to get the puck around Stock. Novello back to Romenda. Romenda back to the point. Blonda across to Sale. Shoots! And that was blocked in front by Novello. Novello shoots and rips another shot by Romenda. Two shots from the slot, right from the house. And Petrovich right there, Sale. Around the goal. Back to Blonda. Shoots! That went wide. And is picked up by Nate Corwin. Kavanaugh. And Corwin couldn't find that puck. Sale will get there. And a puck bounces high into the air, into the Lake Superior State bench. Some pressure there by the Sault College Cougars. 2 chances from about 4 feet in front of Petrovic, but couldn't beat him on either shot. 5:51 left to go in the second period. Sault College 3 and Lake State no score. Santa Maria winning that draw. Starzomski coming down the left side, shoots it in. And that was a knuckleball. And Petrovic had a bit of trouble with that one. In front of the net, there's Lemke. Backhand shot, rebound. And that puck bounces high into the air and into the rafters at the Northern Community Center. 5:33 left to go in the second period. Sault College 3 and the Lake Superior State Lakers. No score. Santa Maria winning that back. Owen Avery. Lemke. Santa Maria in front of the net. And Kavanaugh picked it up. Here comes number 12, Christopher Kavanaugh. Up to Vega. Around Avery. Vega has the puck. Back. Shot by Tim, and that went wide. Sullivan back to the point. Raphael shot that one wide. Lemke, long pass, and Caleb Wood has a break. Wood shoots, and that's stopped by Petrovic. Christopher Kavanaugh up to Vega, shoots, and that was a wicked shot high off the glass. Raphael lost that to Santa Maria. Caleb Wood across to Lemke. Lemke has a goal already, and that trickles in, and Petrovic covers it up. And Raphael and Wood are saying, "How are you?" in front of the Lake Superior goal. And nothing comes of that skirmish. Or does it? And that will result in penalties on both sides. So Wood for the Cougars. And who will get it for the Lakers? It'll be number 22, Logan Raphael. That maybe was a bit of a weak call as there wasn't much going on there. But the officials want to get control of the game right away. 4:39 left to go in the second period. Sault College 3 and the Lake State Lakers, no score. So we'll play 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes. And the face-off will be to the right of Sean Petrovic. Jameis back to DeRoger. Takes a swipe at it. And that was dumped out by Trzynski. Brody McLeod, number 2. He logs huge minutes for Tanner Burton and the Sault College Cougars, does number 2. He drops it back to Jacob Kovacs. Across to DeRoger. Kovacs going to the net. He'll have the puck in behind the goal. And he was bodied there slightly by Poliski. Kovacs always moving his feet. Kovacs still has the puck. Top falls back up. Jameis. And finally Poliski knocks the puck away. And Charlie Sullivan. That one off the stick of Brody McLeod. Trzynski coming down, and Marks will play it to Kovacs, who still has it. Kovacs will give it to Jonah DeRoger. DeRoger across to Kovacs. Down the right side. Kovacs right in, and that one off the skate of Corwin. Langford couldn't handle that. Nick Jameis has the puck. Jameis kicked out by Langford. Jameis turns across to Blonda. Jameis cuts in, tried the short side, and Petrovic shut it down. Nate Corwin slows it down for the Lakers. Corwin intercepted by number 2, McLeod. And Corwin comes out with the puck again across to Poliski. Poliski slowly coming out of his own zone. Fires it all the way down the ice, off the glass. And Brody McLeod will have it. Chased down by Derek Brown. Dylan Windsor. Rink wide, knocked down by Langford. Langford shoots that one off Brody McLeod. And Gabe Zimbarro coming with the puck with speed through the center. Around Corwin, Zimbarro in front of the net. And Dylan Windsor again going to the net. Derek Brown with a pass, and that went over the stick of Blaine Dorian. Windsor, nice pass to Zimbarro. Zimbarro. And he lost control of that. Derek Brown just out of the reach of Nate Corwin. And all the way down the ice. And that will be icing on the Lake Superior State Lakers. 2:18 left to go in the second period. Sioux College 3 and the Lake Superior State Lakers, no score. Piper post. And number 15, Andrew Langford on the draw. Post winning that clean, back to Blunda, to Sale. Shoots, that was wide. Corwin, he lost that to Piper post. And comes Mitchell Moore looking for the puck. Derek Brown lost it to Sale. Sale fires it back in. Post from the net looking for Johnson, and that went off Langford. Sale keeps it in. And Nate Corwin, the smooth skating defender for the Lakers, has the puck. Corwin, rink wide pass looking for Seth Stock, and that went off something on the ice and bounced up into the air off the boards. Sale to Blunda. Blunda off the official, picked up by the Lakers. And Johnson gives it to Piper post, who gets it out. Mitchell Moore lost control of that one, and that's Seth Stock. To Tim, poke check by Blunda, looking for the puck, and it's bouncing around. Nice move by Moore, across to Blunda. From the net, Moore looking for the puck, and that's banged out of the way by Kavanaugh. Moore back to Starzomski. And that's just chipped in by Post. He's been out there for a bit, needs a rest. We're under a minute to go in the second period. Quick shot by Owen Avery, and it didn't get much on that shot. And that was stopped easily by Sean Petrovich. 52 seconds left to go in the second period. Sioux College 3 and the Lake State Lakers, no score. Christopher Kavanaugh and Harley Wardell on the draw. Kavanaugh winning that one. And Avery Tim has it quickly up to Vega, who gets it out into the center ice area. Starzomski across to Avery to Wardell. Wardell falls. And Charlie Sullivan picks up the puck. Tim back to Sullivan. Wamenda to Owen Avery. To Wardell, down the right side over the line. Novello will have it. Novello from the net. Where is it? And the puck ends up in behind the goal on the stick of Seth Stock. And we're going to have another penalty call here late in the second period. And who is it going to be against? And Starzomski and Vega are saying hello here right next to the glass. And maybe they're saying more than hello. But nothing will come of that. And we'll see what the penalty call is. Is it to the goalie, Sean Petrovich? It could be, as we don't see any Sioux College Cougars going to the penalty box. And Sean Petrovich has been under siege the entire weekend with Sioux College Cougars going to the net hard. And finally he had enough and gave it to Harley Wardell. He gave the business to number 18, and he got called for that one. Nobody in the box yet for the Lakers. And it's probably going to be number 21, Noah Kilmark, that will serve that penalty. 15.9 seconds left to go in the second period. Face-off will be to the right of Petrovich. Wardell, Novello, Rumenda, Starzomski, and Avery on the power play for the Cougars. Wardell lost control out to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh pushed off the puck. Wardell was filled in on the far side. And here we go. Here we go, right in front of the penalty box. And another one. That's Starzomski. as he takes nothing from anybody. Here we go. Owen Avery with a punch there on the Laker player right in front of the penalty box. Novello helmet off. And Avery helmet off. And that's Luke Vega being pushed away by the linesman. Last night's game and today's game has been relatively calm until just now, where emotions boiled over. As we take a look at Keenan Marks having a rest on the top of his net, watching all the shenanigans going on and hamming it up with the crowd. And the officials will have to figure this one out. And it all started with Harley Wardell getting filled in right in front of the penalty box. And the boys got excited in a big-time hurry. The goal. As we take a look at number 29, Sean Petrovich, in his final collegiate hockey game as a Lake Superior State Laker. I was talking to Sean after the game last night. An absolutely outstanding young man and just as good a goaltender as he is a person. So good luck to Sean and everything that he does in the future. 2.3 seconds left to go in the second period. Sault College 3 and the Lake Superior State Lakers, no score. The officials still trying to sort everything out at the timekeeper's box, as there will be penalties on both sides as we get right near the conclusion of period number 2. Keenan Marks staying limber in his net. Not quite as many people here tonight at the Northern Community Center as there was last night. Still a pretty good crowd watching some high quality hockey between the Cougars and the Lakers. No word yet on the condition of number 13, Braden Anderson, who left in the first period for the Lake Superior State Lakers. I will going to assume that he will not be back for the rest of tonight's game. So hopefully he's good for next weekend wherever the Lakers are going to be going. So we're getting some fans getting into it here at the NCC, just down to the right of our broadcast area. Always good to have the fans involved in the game. So the officials are explaining what's going on to Caleb Wood and Andrew Langford. Shots on goal so far here tonight, today's game. The Sault College Cougars are actually getting outshot 18-16, but are up by 3. Petrovich, another tremendous performance. Keenan Marks, no slouch either, in the net for the Sault College Cougars, as he stopped all 18 opportunities that the Lakers have presented him. And I think the Lakers were getting the first original penalty when Harley Wardell was buried in front of the penalty box. And then the boys gathered around for a little bit of excitement. So we'll see what the penalties are when we get them. We'll bring them over to the people watching and listening. And they could all be offsetting. As we look at the score clock, the Cougars have a 2-minute minor up on the board to Michael Starzomski. And somehow that Harley Wardell is the one that got buried, ends up with a penalty. And Sault College looks like they'll have the extra penalty as Starzomski's penalty is up on the board. Novello will be in the box for 2 and 10. Vega will get 4 minutes and a 10-minute misconduct for the Lakers. All called at the 2.3 second mark of the second period. So Novello's had quite the interesting weekend. Lost $300 yesterday as he had a stick broken out of his hands. And he gets 12 minutes in penalties, at least so far, here in today's game, as he sits in the box with his helmet off, thinking about, wondering about what he did to get himself 12 minutes in penalties. So after all said and done, the faceoff will come to the right of the Sault College goaltender, Keenan Marks. And we'll see if the Lakers can have a play right off the faceoff to get onto the scoreboard. Langford with Stock right behind him. Langford back to Stock, shoots, and that was blocked by Jameis. And that almost worked. 40 minutes in the books here at the Northern Community Center. And the Sault College Cougars lead the Lake Superior State Lakers by a score of 3-0. Shots on goal at the end of the second period by the Lake Superior State Lakers, 18, and by the Sault College Cougars, 16. We'll be back in about 12 minutes' time for the third period. Welcome back inside the Northern Community Centre here in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Mike Armitage with the play-by-play for today's game between the Sault College Cougars and the visiting Lake Superior State Lakers. After 2 periods of play, the Sault College Cougars lead the Lake State Lakers by a score of 3-0. A barrage of penalties at the end of period number 2, and that resulted in the Sault College Cougars getting an extra 2 minutes. So that will nullify their power play as Michael Starzomski gets the extra 2 minutes. So with 20 minutes left to go, the Lake Superior State Lakers need 3 goals or more to get the game to an extra frame. Kavanaugh, Stock, Corwin, and number 15 is that Straczynski on the far side. DeRoche, McLeod, Jameis, and Lemke for the Cougars. Lemke to DeRoche. We'll play 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute and 35 seconds. DeRoche picked up, puck away from Stock. Stock, there's Jameis. Lemke rips a shot, and that was blocked by Stock. What a setup that was by Jameis. Jameis to Lemke. Lemke. Wrap around, and that was stopped by Stock. And Lemke with that long reach couldn't quite get there in time. Corwin lost that. That's Brody McLeod. Back to DeRoche. DeRoche to Jameis. Lemke. Somebody's lost a stick. That's the Laker player, lost a stick. DeRoche. Stock comes and picks the puck up. That's stolen by McLeod. DeRoche. Bumped off the puck by Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh. And DeRoche. DeRoche working his player over. Lemke coming in to get a loose puck, looking for it. DeRoche takes it and fires it around the boards. McLeod. Back to Jameis, and he didn't handle that pass, so he's got to come back and get the puck. Jameis to Brody McLeod. Poliski missed a big hit and comes out with the puck. Poliski, a pair of twos. Poliski and McLeod. And Kovacs lost that to Avery Tim. Avery Tim to Derek Brown, 1-on-1 with Santa Maria. Brown shoots, and he shot that one away wide. Stock. There's a shot by Langford, and Marks with a good save. Another shot by Langford, and Marks again flashes some leather. With 18:01 left to go in period number 3. Sault College 3 and Lake State no score. Dorian, Langford, Williamson, Stock, and Tim for the Lakers. Kovacs will come in to take the draw for Sault College. Kovacs winning that. Back to Blonda. Blonda lost that to Derek Brown. Front of the net looking for Langford. And that was cleared away by Sayal. Poliski dumps it deep inside the Cougar zone. Sayal to Blonda. Up to Windsor. Dylan Windsor across to Sayal. Sayal fires it in. Dylan Windsor going to be there, but Petrovic stops it. And Kovacs bounces that off the leg of Derek Brown. That was sent towards the goal by Sayal, but way wide. Kovacs dodges a hit there. And Kovacs into Windsor. Kovacs was hammered there by Poliski, but keeps his feet moving. Kovacs back to the point. Sayal with a shot, that one off a skate. Tim. Oh, and he was hammered there by Dylan Windsor as he had his head down, and Windsor absolutely destroyed him. Best hit of the weekend. Santa Maria. And Tim. And there's going to be a penalty there on number 6, Avery Tim. Avery pushes that towards the goal. Remenda. Back to Avery, shoots! And that was blocked away by Petrovic. And Seth Stock touches the puck, and the whistle goes. The Lake State Lakers need goals, not penalties. And number 6, Avery Tim, will go to the box for 2 minutes or less for roughing. 16:32 left to go in the third period. Lakers down by 3. Santa Maria, Wood, Lemke, Starzomski, and Jameis on the power play for the Cougars. Seth Stock fires it around the boards. That'll be kept in by Jameis. Lemke into Santa Maria. All the way back, Starzomski. Wood with a shot, and he fired that off the side of the goal. Starzomski. Wood. Back to Jameis. Looking for a tip there in front of the net by Lemke. It didn't work. Wood. Saucer pass to Starzomski. Shoots. He fired that wide. Poliski and Santa Maria going for the puck. The puck comes out to Jameis. Nick Jameis. Wood. Wood shoots. Right into the glove of Sean Petrovic. 15:54 left to go in the third period. Sioux College 3 and the Lake State Lakers, no score. 1:22 left to go in the penalty to Avery Tim. And we got official word that number 13, Braden Anderson, will not be available for the rest of tonight's game. Starzomski. Back to Wood, back to Starzomski. Push that across to Nick Jameis. Jameis across to Wood. That one off the stick of Derek Brown. Wood. To Jameis. Nick Jameis. Wood with a one-time shot. Oh! And that was a gorgeous one-time play from Jameis to Wood. And Petrovic kept it out. Jameis. Coming around. Jameis down the right side. Pushing it to the goal. And it's poke checked away by Petrovic. Starzomski to Caleb Wood. Lemke with Santa Maria in front of the goal. Jameis with a shot. That one off the side of the goal. Santa Maria back to Jameis at the far hash marks. Starzomski. Wood. Back to Santa Maria. He was checked by Stock. Back to Wood. Wood walks into one, but he's going to pass it. Jameis for the net. Lemke was checked. Lemke. Cameron Lemke drops it off for Caleb Wood. In behind the goal is Santa Maria. Santa Maria. Wood with a chance in front of it, but the pass was high. The Lakers are back to full strength as Avery Tim is out of the box. Knocked out of the air by Sullivan. No high stick. As Starzomski picks it up. Nick Jameis stops away from Sullivan. Jameis coming out. That one off the skate of Kavanaugh. Starzomski has the puck, but the Cougars are offside. 14:08 left to go in period number 3. Sioux College 3 and the Lakers, no score. Post, Zimbaro, Johnson, DeRoger, and McLeod for the Cougars. Raphael, and that's right on the stick of Zimbaro to McLeod. Quickly up to Chase Johnson, he dumps it in. And Piper post, and Raphael will be going for the puck post. Using his size. DeRoger shoots, and he fired that wide. McLeod fires that around the boards. Piper post will have it. Back to Zimbaro, DeRoger. Zimbaro back to DeRoger. DeRoger decides to, and he kept it a bit too long, and Kavanaugh caught up to him. DeRoger still has it, and it's out into the center ice area. McLeod. Zimbaro lost it in his skates. And Trzynski dumps it in. Keenan Marks leaves it there for Brody McLeod. Kilmark forechecking for the Lakers. Fired back in by Williamson. Marks. McLeod. Back to DeRoger. Coming out on the stick of Zimbarro. Still has it. Post. And the puck's bouncing around, scrambling a little bit here in the third period. Williamson around Zimbarro, and he ran into the referee, and he fell down. Not happy with that, as the linesman was way out of position. Sayle gathers it in for the Cougars. Coming out of his own zone, up to Mitchell Moore. Moore trying to find it in his skates. Poliski across to Tim. Langford lost that to Moore. Harley Wardell, that one in the skates of Moore, and he fired it in. Petrovich leaving it there for Poliski to Williamson. Trzynski and Blonda. Blonda getting the worst of that one. Moore trying to get the puck. Comes out and cleared out of harm's way by Sayle. Blonda to Sayle in front of his own net. Sayle coming out into the center ice area. Fires it in. Good work by number 7. Right on. And Sean Petrovich will cover it up. And the whistle goes. With 11:44 left to go in the third period. Sioux College 3 and Lake State no score. Off the draw, Owen Avery decides to just dump it inside to Romenda. Romenda and Tim. Romenda coming out with the puck, and the puck comes back to the near corner. Picked up by Poliski. He overskated that. Dorian trying to get it by Avery. Wardell picks it up, and he fired that wide. Tim. Wardell coming to pick up the puck. He was poke checked. Avery shoots right into the mitt of Petrovich. Good shift there by number 77, Alex Romenda, for the Cougars. Kovacs, Windsor, Jameis, Starzomski, and Owen Avery on the ice for the Sioux College Cougars. Corwin with the puck to Stock. Williamson lost control of that to Starzomski. Kovacs. Across to Owen Avery. Avery looking for Dylan Windsor. Windsor with Kovacs coming in, and the puck went off the end of a stick. Kovacs went hard into the boards. And stolen by Jameis. Nick Jameis in front of the net. Owen Avery with a shot from 12 feet out. And Sean Petrovich right out to cut the angle down. And stopped it. 10:42 left to go in the third period. Sioux College 3 and the Lakers no score. Face off to the left of Petrovich. And right off the face off, number 12, Christopher Kavanaugh, took a stick somewhere. Kovacs has the puck for Sioux College. Windsor has a goal tonight, Windsor. Starzomski shoots, soft by Petrovich. Jameis. Across to Kovacs. Turns. Hands it off to Owen Avery. He shot that over top of the goal. Starzomski with a shot. Rebound. Jameis in front of Kovacs. Shoots, and he fired that off the blocker of Petrovich. Windsor. Into Jameis. One-time shot by Kovacs, and that was stopped by Petrovich. Lakers gassed out there as they can't get out of their own zone. Finally, it's picked up by Nate Corwin. Coming down the left side. Stopping. Corwin. Dumping into the far side. That's Christopher Kavanaugh. Looks to be okay. Kavanaugh. Back to Stock. Stock. Sends it to the net, and that went off something in front of the goal. Didn't make it in. Starzomski getting out into the center ice area. Seth Stock fires it in. And Keenan Marks will play it around the boards. Back to the point. Avery Tim to Stock. Stock sends it to the goal. That one off Dylan Windsor. Here comes Cameron Lemke. All by himself. 1-on-2. with McLeod catching up. Lemke with a shot. And Petrovic loves it down. 8:57 left to go in period number 3. Sault College 3. And the Lake State Lakers, no score. Santa Maria winning that back to Wood. Shot by McLeod. That was 2 feet wide. Wood let it go. And that's picked up by Brown, who gave it away in front of the goal to Santa Maria. Back to McLeod. Shoots! Oh, and he blistered that one high over top of the goal off the glass. DeRozier with a shot deflected wide by Wood. Brock Santa Maria for the Sault College Cougars. DeRozier coming in looking for a pass, and it went off a stick. Out into the center ice area, and Brody McLeod back to Brock Santa Maria. Number 17 for the Cougars. Caleb Wood coming over the line. Chased by Dorian. Trying to find Cameron Lemke, but didn't get there. Brody McLeod shoots. Blockered aside by Petrovic. And Tim couldn't get it by McLeod. And he fires it to an open corner. Cameron Lemke in the corner to Santa Maria. Santa Maria from the net. And a one-time shot by McLeod, and he missed the puck. So Jonah, the Lake Superior State Lakers, wholesale changes and allows the Cougars to come out. Corwin overskated the puck, but it's picked up by Sullivan. And across comes Kavanaugh. Shoots, blocked by McLeod. McLeod pokes it ahead. Here comes Piper Post. Over the line, around Corwin, and he lost control of the puck. McLeod in behind the goal. McLeod tries a short side shot, and that went off a stick way up over the glass and out of play. As we look at number 2, Brody McLeod, what a year he's had for the Sault College Cougars. Plays in every situation and certainly helps his team when he's out there. 7:15 left to go in the third period. Sault College 3 and the Lakers, no score. Wardell winning that draw, but it's on the stick of the Lakers. And that's Kavanaugh dumping it in. Sale around the boards. That's intercepted by the Lakers. Kavanaugh with a shot, went off a stick. And that might have went off the stick of number 15, Chase Johnson, up over the glass and out of play. 7 minutes left to go here in the third period. Sault College 3 and the Lake Superior State Lakers, no score. Kilmark, Langford, Willem, Stock, and Tim up for the Lakers. They need goals, and they need them fast. Wardell winning that draw back to Blonda. That one on the stick of Alex Remenda. Being chased. Left it there for Wardell. And that went over the stick of Moore, but Moore still has it. Tries a shot on the short side, and he shot it high over top of the goal. Back comes Michael Williamson. Williamson trying to get by Blonda, and it's picked up by Sale. Bangs it off the boards and into the center ice area. Shot back in quickly by Andrew Langford. Anthony Blonda to Moore. Moore, nice move around Williamson and fires it in around the boards. Wardell lets it go to Remenda. And Stock has it for the Lakers. And he ran into Moore as he decided to go back the other way. Moore. And it's picked up by Trzynski with Stock catching up. 2-on-2. Stock. And he just dumps it in. Stock is tired and he's got to go off. He's been out there for a bit. Owen Avery turns away from Trzynski. Rob Blonda out down the ice off the stick of Wardell. And that will be icing called on the Sault College Cougars. 5:48 left to go in the third period. Sioux College 3, and the Lakers, no score. Face off to the right of Keenan Marks. Vega and Wardell on the draw. And Mitchell Moore has it for the Cougars on the far side. In front of the Cougars bench. And that was an errant pass outside. And just shot back in by Raphael. Owen Avery picks it up for the Sioux College Cougars. Long pass, just out of the reach of Jacob Kovacs, and that's going to be down the ice. No icing. Why that wasn't icing, not sure. Raphael picks it up for the Lakers. And it's on the stick of Luke Vega. Luke Vega dumps it by Starzomski. And Owen Avery in behind his own goal line. Jameis looking for the puck. And it's on the stick of Starzomski. Checked by Brown. John Brown was tripped. And Starzomski might have got away with that one. Kovacs dumps it in. And Petrovic might have to play it. And he does. But it's on the stick of Starzomski. Sends it to the net. And he didn't get much on that shot as it was fluttering through the air. Sean Petrovic holds on, and the whistle goes. Fours are wild here in the third period. 4:44 left to go. Sioux College 3, and the Lakers, no score. Face off to the left of Petrovic. Jameis, Kovacs, Windsor, DeRoger, and McLeod. DeRoger over to McLeod. Kovacs in behind the net to Jameis. Jameis lost control of that. It's on the stick of Blaine Dorian. Blaine Dorian in the skates of Derek Brown, and he couldn't control it. Windsor has a break. 2-on-1. Across to Jameis. Jameis stops. Across to Windsor, and the pass was in his skates. Back come the Lakers. Stock to Brown. Brown shoots, and that one off a stick. That was the stick of Brody McLeod up over the glass into the netting. 4:06 left to go in the third period. Sioux College 3. Lake Superior State yet to find the back of the net here this weekend. And they're looking for some offense. Kilmark, Trzynski, Williamson, Tim, and Raphael for the Lakers. Lakers back to Raphael. Shoots to that. That was deflected by Santa Maria, but no damage done there. Kilmark with a poke check, and he tries to run over Lemke. DeRocher. That was intercepted by Trzynski. Around DeRocher, got a piece of his man. And the puck ends up on the far side. And the Laker bench screaming. And they might have a point as DeRocher hit his player high in the head area. The Lakers look like they're going to get a penalty as they chirped maybe a little bit too much. With 3:39 left to go in the third period, and the Laker coach pleading his case. And there'll be officials discuss it. Not really sure what they have to discuss. Either it's a penalty or it isn't. So not really sure why the whistle went. There's no penalty on the play, so why'd the whistle blow for? There wasn't any reason for a whistle. There's no penalty. However, 3:39 left to go in the third period. Sioux College 3 and the Lake State Lakers. No score. Face-off will be to the left of Keenan Marks. DeRocher back to Brody McLeod. Caleb Wood. Break wide pass off the stick of Lemke. Lemke leaves it there for Santa Maria, picked up by Brown. Off the boards to Blaine Dorian. Dorian one-on-one with DeRocher. DeRocher. And that's shot out by McLeod. And Wood came in to pick that up. Wood. Lemke going to the goal. Wood. Front of that Lemke, and the pass was behind him. And that was An outlet pass from Raphael in behind the streaking winger. Swing and a miss by Blonda, and he found the puck in time. Blonda across rink wide to Caleb Wood. Cameron Lemke. Around Kavanaugh, behind the goal to Wood. Santa Maria. All the way across Sale. Shoots into the glove of Petrovic. And that was an easy save for the Laker goalie. 2:41 left to go in the third period. Sault College 3 and the Lakers no score. Time of the essence here for the Lakers as the clock's running down and they need 3 goals at least. Zambaro winning that back to Blonda. Blonda fires it back in. And that'll be Nate Corwin with the puck. And behind his own net. Sullivan decides to stop. Rink wide pass way too far ahead of Vega, and that will be icing on the Lake Superior State Lakers. 2:24 left to go in the third period. Sault College 3 and the Lakers no score. Zambaro and Kavanaugh on the draw to the right of Petrovic. Zambaro winning that again. Right off the draw, that was number 15, Chase Johnson, ripped that one wide. Sullivan to Stock, and he dumps it in. He's going to go get it. Here comes Vega with a light bump on Sale. Blonda coming out of his own zone. Johnson to Zambaro. Zambaro over the line with Post coming in. Drops it for Post. And he was checked by Kavanaugh. Blonda. Post. Nice move around Stock. Zambaro in front of the goal. Scores! Number 28, Gabe Zambaro in front of the Laker goal on a bouncing puck. And he found it, and he banged it past Sean Petrovic. And the Cougars are up by a score of 4-0. 1:48 left to go in the third period. And that will probably just about seal it for the Cougars. Wardell, Novello, Remenda, Avery, and Starzomski for the Cougars. Wardell, body down by Brown. Pushed off the puck by Brown. Novello in front of the net, intercepted by Stock to Brown. One-on-one with Starzomski. Back to Cohen with a shot. Jameis high in the air. Oh, and I thought that Langford was going to stop that, but they're calling that a glove pass off the glove of Langford. 80 seconds left to go in the third period. Sault College 4 and the Lake State Lakers no score. Langford and Jameis on the draw just outside of the Laker line. Starzomski to Avery, and Avery will just fire it in. Petrovic let that go, and it's on the stick of Nate Corwin. Looking for Blaine Dorian. There's a big hit there on Novello, and he felt that one. Novello trying to get his stick. His stick was upside down, or he would have had a chance. Novello bothered there by Langford. Brown coming in to take the puck. Brown trying to get it, but it's too far ahead of him. And Avery fired it down the ice. We're under a minute to go in the third period. Nate Corwin bothered there by Jameis. And there's Ethan Novello is going to get the gate as that was a lazy penalty as he stuck his stick out. Here comes Vega. Down, poke check. Another chance. And that was an easy backhand save by Keenan Marks. And Ethan Novello will go to the box. He just came out of the box. He's going back. With 28.7 seconds left to go in the third period, the Lakers will look to get their first goal of the weekend. Langford, Vega, Jasinski, Brown, Corwin. Checked out. That's Stock. Stock shoots that one off a stick. McLeod around the boards. That was a good defensive play by number 2, Brody McLeod. Here comes Luke Vega, cutting to the center. One last chance for the Lakers. Shoots straight on, and Keenan Marks right at the buzzer with one final save. And this, after 3 periods of play, the Sault College Cougars 4 and the Lake Superior State Lakers no score. Very similar to one night ago where the Lakers jumped out early to a 2-0 lead. And that's all that they needed. And they survived a barrage of penalties in the middle of the second period where the Lakers had 2 5-on-3 opportunities and failed to score on either one of them. Once again, the final score here this afternoon, the Sault College Cougars defeat the Lake Superior State Lakers by a score of 4-0. And momentarily, we will have the presentation of the 2025-26 Lukenda Cup. As the teams shake hands, several players on both teams have played their final collegiate hockey game. As Petrovic skates through, and he's the reason why the score is not much more than 4-0. Sault College Cougars winning each game this season against the Lake Superior State Lakers. So we'll welcome to the ice the Director of Athletics and Student Experience, Mr. Paul Orazzetti, to present the Dr. Lukenda Cup. Named in honor of Dr. Lou Lukenda, a distinguished figure in local sports and community development, Lou Lukenda aims to celebrate excellence on the ice and honor the legacy of Lou's impact of both post-secondary student institutions, both Sault College and Lake Superior State University. And the captain, Caleb Wood, will be presented with the Dr. Lou Lukenda Cup from Mr. Paul Orazzetti, as Bob Davies is there for the photographs. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 2025-26 Lou Lukenda Cup, the Sault College Cougars. Next action for the Sault College Cougars to be determined. Time, date, and place, and opponent as they head off to the regional playdowns. This is the final broadcast of the season for the Sault College Cougars on home ice. Thank you very much to everyone listening and watching. My name is Mike Armitage. Thanks very much for watching, and good afternoon from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.